What nobody told me about photography. If YouTube taught you photography, I'm about to ruin it for you. And I wish someone would have told me this over 40 years ago. Nobody told me photography doesn't reward talent, that it rewards survival. The photographers who last are the ones who didn't quit. Photography rewards survival. I've been doing this for over 4 decades. Weddings, models, magazines, commercial shoots, you name it, I've shot it. And the biggest lessons I've learned did not come from cameras. They came from failure. The place where nobody wants to ever be at, ever. Nobody told me talent would barely matter. Now, it's good to be talented, but talent doesn't really matter that much. I've worked with photographers who have insane talent, and they're gone. I mean, these guys were amazing, and they're gone. I've seen average photographers build huge careers with their business. Huge careers. Go on and retire after they're done. And why is that? Well, it's because they showed up when it sucked. Talent gets attention. Easy for me to say. Consistency gets paid. Nobody told me gear wouldn't fix bad decisions. I chased cameras, lenses, and accessories like they were cheat codes for a video game. The clients don't care what camera you use. They don't care what flash you have. They care if you showed up, you did the job, and it looked good. They just don't care if you're using Canon, Nikon, or whatever we fight about daily. They want to know it was done right and that you showed up and did your job. And gear, through the many years, never made me confident. Experience made me confident. I know when I was first going to weddings, when I first started, I would be so nervous. I'd be so nervous about everything. Oh, I don't want to mess up, don't want to mess up. And then 10, 15, 20, 25 years later, well, we got a wedding to shoot today, and it wasn't that I wouldn't give it any thought before we got to the wedding, but it was I knew I had the experience to overcome bad lighting, people in bad moods, people that don't get along, rain, any possible thing that could come along. I had the experience to know that I could get through it, no matter what gear that I had. YouTube teaches photography backwards. When you watch YouTube, you see perfect models, beautiful settings, beautiful lights. Real photography is messy with bad lighting, short schedules, and everybody's running late. And you get 0 second chances. And that is where photographers are made. I remember one wedding early in my career, nothing went right, lighting was bad, everything could go wrong, had gone wrong at least once. The timeline was destroyed. I just kind of wanted to quit that night, even though I'd been in it for a few years so far. But I learned more in those 8 hours than from every tutorial you can watch on YouTube combined, because the only way you can learn photography is dive head first in, because you can sit in college all day long, you can study books all day long, but the books and the classes don't cover real life scenarios. And when it comes down to it, photographing a wedding is understanding your camera, which is a definite. Don't go photograph any weddings if you do not understand your camera. The other thing photography is, especially wedding photography, event photography, is understanding people. Once you understand people and you can work with people, you've done a good thing. You've moved a long ways toward furthering your career at that point. You'll know you have arrived when you have reached that point. Nobody told you photography would mess with your confidence. You compare yourself, you doubt yourself, and sometimes you wonder, should I even do it anymore? That doesn't mean you're failing. That means you're caring. And caring is a good thing, because that is something, as a photographer, I've heard people say, he was an okay photographer, he just acted like he didn't care about anything. You want to make your clients really like you. You want them to know that you care, because you do care. They're your client and they're giving you the biggest day of their life for you to photograph. So you better care about that. Go above and beyond for your client, because they'll remember that. I have clients that I shot for over 40 years. Some I met my first year, I was still shooting in my last year. Keep the client happy at all costs. The best photographers aren't chasing trends. They're chasing taste, judgment, and restraint, because it takes some restraint sometimes when you get some people in there that can be quite hard to deal with. A good photographer will know when to shoot and when not to shoot. If this video feels a little bit uncomfortable, that's good. That is where growth lives, not in comfort. If you're feeling comfort, oh, this is easy, I can do this, blah, 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 that's not learning. Once you start feeling uncomfortable, it's when you're going to start learning. And if you've been questioning yourself lately, you're probably closer than you think. So don't give up. I wish someone would have told me that. That would have been nice. You go through a lot. Now this video is a lot for wedding photographers, event photographers. It's a little bit for everybody. It has to do with basic photography, because you're going to get frustrated trying to get that shot. But just know what you see on YouTube. You've got the beautiful bride and a one of the 6 people that are helping the photographer holding the light over by the bride, and the ocean behind her, and the sun setting, and the makeup artist over here, and the other makeup artist over here, the backup photographer's over here, and everything, you know, and then they spend 45 minutes. Boom, they got that one beautiful shot. That's beautiful, and that's good. But you don't have 45 minutes, and I'm willing to bet 99.999% of all weddings shot in the United States of America don't have any cliffs with the ocean behind them. I know when we used to tell our clients, send us pictures of what you like, because we want to kind of get an idea of what style they have. And we live in Metro Atlanta. Probably 1 out of every 5 packages I would get from somebody would include at least 1, if not more, pictures of an ocean cliff overlooking the ocean, the bride and groom. I'm like, okay, we live in Metro Atlanta. We're 3,000 miles away from an ocean cliff that we could get that shot. So you need to bring down expectations to your client. Tell them the venue they pick is very important. There's not going to be any ocean cliffs here in Atlanta. So wherever you're located, point your clients toward the nice venues, the good areas where you know you can get good shots. You've already been shooting a while. You know where those venues are. And a lot of people, when they go to get married, unless you know for sure they're getting married in the church, they won't know the venues. So help them out with the venue. Just because you're the photographer don't mean you can't help out with lots of other stuff. So that's what I wanted to say today, guys. The month of February is going to be a little different for our channel. We're going to go a little bit this direction, and then we'll be back to our more normal. But I felt like it's important to get some of this information out, so I chose February that I wanted to get this out. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Have any questions, leave me a note down below. Thanks a lot.